Hello everyone. So today we're going to be reviewing Mobilo. So Mobilo is actually an NFC business card, but it's a little bit different if you're familiar with the other videos that I did over here. I previously did Ovu, Dot, Link, and a lot of other. I would actually probably say that this one's definitely targeted for a different demographic, and the experience definitely speaks for itself. So if you are interested in an NFC business card, or you're interested in actually building more relationships on a digital level while being in person, so kind of like a hybrid, definitely continue to watch more. I think Mobilo is definitely something that's really good for like business, sales, executives, or small teams, something that like actually has some business value to it. It's not so good for creatives or young entrepreneurs, but it definitely is a very affordable option if you want to go for that $7 option and still be able to get a lot of this analytics. I think this is a pretty cool idea because actually when it comes to the other NFC business cards, they're very focused on like a solopreneur or one person that's just going out there and meeting people. Like let's say for example, you're trying to get a job or you're going to a networking event or you're trying to meet other people. This one's definitely more targeted towards being in a corporate environment or a team environment. So even if you're in a startup, this would still work for you. So I'm going to go into it a little bit more as to like what exactly is an NFC business card. I have the wooden one and it's a good solid wooden. It's really light though. And then I have a metal one like this, very sleek. It's just metal with the QR code in the back and then the logo in the front. And then also the plastic one as well. So this one has color. So when the whole process was a little bit interesting because compared to the other ones where I'm the one that designed it, this one actually, there's a team that reached out to me and it's mostly because it's focused on corporate and team environments. So if you think about it, you're in a company of like 10,000 people, or maybe you're in a startup and you don't have time for this, or maybe you're in just like a small company, like 5 people. This would also work for you. So for those kind of companies, they actually have a design team that reaches out to you, asking you to drop down your logo, your information. So that's how they got my logo here. They got my logo here as well as my name was all through that, and as well as my email address associated with it. They built these mocks and then that's actually like what I had to approve the proofs on. And then once it's approved, they'll actually say, oh, it's been done, it's been sent. So they sent that out and then I received it about a week later. That actually gave me like this piece of paper that actually gave me information about like, thank you for joining our community. Like here, download the app. You don't actually need the app to be able to get tapped on or to be like the receiving end of it. But the app is actually really, really nice to have as the actual person that owns the card. And then it also says, did you purchase a smart button? Which my Mobilo has kindly given me one. This actually goes on the back of your phone. They don't come with a pop socket. They just put this thing on. So you could technically put it on your phone, like right there. So even if you don't have your card, you still have this. And then you still also have like a pop socket if you want to put that on. So Mobilo, I'm gonna actually show the website here. And I thought this was really cool because it actually shows a little bit about why they're different. And one thing that I wanted to show you was that it's actually pretty affordable. When I looked into it, it was actually way more on the cheaper side. So if you look at this, you have Mobilo branded card, which is basically Mobilo, like it doesn't actually allow any customization. Then you got the custom design card, which right now it's $39, but with the sale, it's $19.50. So this is pretty much like this. For the plastic one, it's $19.50. And then for the wooden one, like this one, it is $39, which is still not a bad deal compared to other ones. And then metal is about $95, which is a little bit on the higher side. It's almost like on par with Ovu. And you can see on the bottom here, it shows like all of these little like breakdowns of what it has and what it doesn't have. So the Mobilo branded card, which honestly, a lot of people can go for this and still be fine. It's just like a one-time $7 and that's it. NFC RFID enabled, QR code for older phones, works with Apple and Android, no monthly fees, and ships within 48 hours. Then you have the custom ones, and it says ships within 5 to 8 days, which is actually not that bad because if you think about it, like I said, they have a design team that's working on it, and you can actually get plastic, wood, and metal. So from there, then you also have the user license and card. So this is actually where I'm going to show the team dashboard in a different video because you actually need the user license for this. So the user license is you can get the same thing, plastic, wood, or metal, And then you also get the annual membership, which is a user license. So this one basically is perfect for small, medium, and large companies. It's good because you can actually manage your team, have detailed team data and statistics, control, lock, and override data fields. So this is really good for, let's say if you have one administrator and then you want to be able to do everything and also track everything. So if you're like in sales, or if you're in business development, or anything where you're actually working with clients or people, then this would be good. Or that you actually want to show them your business card information in a way where it goes straight to their phone. But there's also another way where there's actually something that's a little bit different, which is pretty cool about this, is that there's lead generation. So I'm going to go into this a little bit more, but that's actually like a big thing that makes Mobilo stand out, is like there's lead generation, there's a lot of analytics and dashboards in the background, and I thought this was really cool. With a reasonable price of $31.57 per person per year, that I thought was really cool. And then after that, you have the Zapier integrations, which this is actually something that I learned through the sales team, which was Zapier integrations. And I'm gonna show here as well that on Zapier, honestly, like that's where you can automate a lot of things. That's where you can also make sure that you have integration. So let me give you an example that on Zapier's website, right now, you could just see it says connect Mobilo card to 5,000 plus apps. So you can do it to a lot of things like HubSpot, Google Sheets, Salesforce. Salesforce is a huge one if you're in sales, Gmail, and then you also have a lot of other ones as well that are really cool, and really important. So if you really want to be able to take what you did here and then onwards, because the other business cards that I've seen, it's just kind of like, here's a contact, done. But there's no CRM action of it. There's just maybe like a tiny part of analytics of like, oh, who clicked, or who did this, or who actually did the tap, but nothing about after that, which is what is really important for a lot of businesses. So I thought that was really cool because these are something that you can do on your own. You could pick an app to pair with, and I want to show you how to do that. So for example, let's do it for Google Sheets. So all you have to do is you just go on Google Sheets, you connect it. So when you connect it, you click on that, and then you could just connect it through all your logins, and boom. So in the actual dashboard, you should be able to do that. So now moving on, the onboarding process. I thought, like I mentioned before, there's a design team that's dedicated to do this, so it makes it really easy, and they do it for you. Then they also give you the link before you get it. That's actually something a little bit different than the others, was that beforehand, they actually give you the link after you receive the card. This one, they give you the link ahead of time if you want to make sure that you can do it, so that way when you receive it, it's all ready to go. They already actually linked it for you, so you don't even have to do with that linking part, which is what is a little bit different from the other ones. And then they also give you different card behaviors. So I'm going to show this on the dashboard, which you can actually technically do this without the user license. So I actually highly recommend having that app, because then you get a lot more power with what you want to do. And first I'm going to show you like how exactly it looks like to me. So I have this card, and then I have my phone here. I'm just going to tap it. There we go. And then it shows up here. I open it. And then this is where it's going to show me my business card. So you're gonna notice it's a little bit different than the others. And so all I have to do is I'm gonna just put in, I'm gonna do my Google email. I'm gonna put my phone number. And then now it's actually gonna ask me for more information, which I can customize. And I'll show you that a little bit as well. So I'm just gonna put my full name in there, submit. And then once I do that, then I can actually get my contact information all over here. So this was pretty cool. I can save it, I can save them, and you'll notice that they also have Mobilo links as well in this description here, because they want to track it for you. And then it also texts me the information. So if you see here, it actually gives me, here's a lead, company location, which is actually that is so cool. That was pretty cool. I actually used my Google email, and I'm assuming that, like, let's say for example, I just went to a conference, and then that person using their Google account, maybe that they're gonna Google employee, and it shows me the company size, company location, information found online. So it's so smart that like it doesn't actually require you to do that work. It just recognizes from the email address. That's pretty cool. And you could also open the file if you want, which goes straight to that, or if you want to open it from before. So that was pretty cool. And it also says like you got a lead as well, which is right after that. But this is actually a pretty cool thing about the app as well, is that if you have the app, you can use the widget. So an actual QR code will show up, and if anyone can just like come by and see that, you can, or you could show this as well. So I'm just going to click this, and now you're going to see that the tap just showed up as like number 6, as in August 6th. And then after that, I'm going to click into my cards. leads, this is the one I'm a little bit curious about. So I'm going to click the first one, which is probably the one I just did, August 6th, and then also provides my information like Google email. So in this case, I could actually call them directly here, message directly, email them directly. Let me try to do the email and see what it does. So it just automatically goes into my email right there. So it makes it very easy and streamlined. So go to profile settings, and then this is literally all it asks for. You just get your business card information. So you have personal details, contact information, and then a little bit different than the others is business. So you could put your calendar link. So let's say you have a Calendly, so you want to schedule an appointment or schedule a meeting. And then you also have your real estate license, and then you have your social media handle. For your social media, there's a lot in here. There's LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, Yelp, WeChat, Pinterest, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Then you also have payments, which I put in my Venmo and PayPal, and you can also do Cash App. So think about it as like you're at like, I don't know, near Comic Con, and then you're there, you have your card, or if you want to have this, you could just have this sitting there on the table, and then they just tap it and then pay you right there, so they don't have to look you up. So that's even faster. And there's also messaging apps, App Store. So if you're trying to promote your app, go for it. And then also others. So this is where, like, if you have other links, that's where you go for it. And then in the actual dashboard itself, you can see like where has been tapped, where has been actually clicked, which ones have been clicked, who clicked it. And you also have leads. So for if those leads end up leaving to somewhere else, and I'm going to show this in the team dashboards, but there's like here's a little sneak peek. Definitely a next step to actually moving from point of contact to business. So next up about the Mobilo card I wanted to show is that it's great for CRM integrations, as you saw from Zapier. It's great for analytics, more advanced than any of them that I've seen. Definitely want to check out the video here. If you want to see like the other ones, it's a lot more basic. That's really basic. But you can also show the link on Mobilo a little less, and that's where I'm going to show you the behaviors. So if we go to the cards, and you can go see that on the side here, there's card mode. So with card mode, there's business card, which is basically the business card itself that I showed before, just without the form. Then there's actual lead generation, which is the form, and that's actually the one that gives me the information, puts them in as a lead, and I could also customize the questions as well for the lead, and I'll show you that as well. Then there's the social profile, which is basically like a landing page. It's not necessarily that nice, but if you do have like, I think it was over 25 people on your team, then Mobilo will actually design that landing page for you. Otherwise, you get a pretty basic one. Let me show you how that looks like. There we go. And then when I tap this, there we go. And it's gonna go to my social profile, which you'll notice is a little bit different. It's basically just my profile with a bunch of links below. So it's perfect for if you just want it quick and dirty, but it's not the most aesthetically pleasing for the social profile. So if you're like a solopreneur, probably not ideal, but it's still really good for all the analytics and integrations behind the scenes. And if you do have like over 25 people, or if you want to pay a little bit extra for that, they can do that for you. And then there's also the part that I thought was pretty cool, and actually the salesperson said that wasn't something that is used often. It's actually the link to URL. And I personally think this is really nice because let's say, for example, you're trying to promote your YouTube channel, this would be a good one, or maybe you're trying to promote a newsletter sign up, that's a good one too. Instead of being kind of like blocked by all this information from your business card. But a lot of times you can just ask them and direct them to the right place. So that's why the URL is definitely a little bit more limiting, but it's also pretty cool if you want to change it. So that's the cool thing, is that if you have the app, you can easily toggle which card mode you want to go. Let's say you just came from a networking event and then you want to link them to an actual URL to your resume. That's perfect. Then after that, you have to go run to your conference, and that's where you're selling or that's where you're pitching. Then you could change it back to your business card or lead generation. Boom, done. So that is something that I thought was really cool, is like you could change the modes. That is more dynamic than the others, and it could change the way that you want to treat the card. So it's not like you don't have to get two separate cards, one for the other. This one you could just do it all within one card, and it's just through the app. Very simple. So there it is for Mobilo. And then after that, you have the calendar link, the real estate license. You can customize the lead generation. There's a lot of more advanced features that clearly is for a specific demographic. And then, so I thought like Mobilo honestly is a really cool mobile application. It's just something that you need to keep in mind that if you are in the right category for it, but I would honestly definitely check this out. And then as well as a little bit of a discount link as well down below. So definitely check that out. I think it's definitely worth trying. And if you are a business or you're trying to go more focused on sales or lead generation, definitely do this. This is a really cool platform. It's definitely like maybe not as flashy, like especially the landing page, as the other ones, but this definitely goes, like your power of your business is really relying on the data and being able to keep in contact, because honestly, that was the issue with the other ones, is that once you tap, you're kind of like, you're leading the other person to reach out to you or for you to remember to reach out to them. There's actually CRM integrations and CRM internally into the application. So I think this is also really cool, because even if you already have Salesforce and you're like, oh, this is another system I have to maintain, you have Zapier to have that integration. Very seamless. You have Google Sheets. If you like do however you like. Me personally, I do all of it through Google Sheets. So the fact that I see that is really cool. And it would be really cool that like say you have a newsletter and you want people to fill out, and then you can just copy paste from the Google Sheets into that. So honestly, and I also even saw like there's an integration with some newsletters as well. So definitely check that out. I would definitely recommend you to check out Mobilo. I think like out of all the ones that I saw, this is definitely really good for businesses and for anyone that wants to make a bang out of your buck, because these are really affordable. These are pretty much the same prices as the other premium brands, but you get a lot more power behind the scenes. Or at least like you can always expand. If you end up becoming like a solopreneur and then you build into a team of 5, this actually has the ability to reach out to them and say like, hey, I would want to get a license now. And then now you just open it up instead of actually having like, oh, I have this business card and I have the CRM system, but they don't talk to each other. And then now you may have to ditch it and then go with something new and then pay up for that investment. So all like completely up to you. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much and see you guys next time. Bye.